So once you see these three ladies, we have good news, because SKELEC is always here to provide you with information, to provide you with some goodies, and just some ways to encourage you to continue paying your bill, and for thank you for being our lovely customers. This morning we'll be talking about managing your account, avoiding unmanageable debt. So to start off, what is unmanageable debt?
Good morning, and thanks for having me, Miss Hendrickson. It's a pleasure to be here. Unmanageable debt. This topic, managing your account, avoiding unmanageable debt, is a very important topic for us here at SKELEC. And so I did give a general definition of what unmanageable debt is. Generally, unmanageable debt means having more debt payments than you can keep up with on a monthly basis. More specifically, it means the total of your monthly expenses and the debt payments exceeds your monthly net income. And let me put this now into perspective for us here at SKELEC, what unmanageable debt is. It is any monies owed by a customer for beyond 90 days. So once a customer owes beyond 90 days, that is what we consider as unmanageable debt. Now, when we were here last, Ms. Hendrickson, we discussed understanding your bill. But before I can go back to that, I want to mention how customers could avoid managing their outstanding bills. One of the most aspects of managing your bill is receiving and opening your bills. It sounds comical, right? But many customers visit our office, and oftentimes they will mention, oh, I don't open my bill. The postman throws the bill through the window and it goes behind that chair and it stays right there. Sounds very comical, but it is true stories because we have heard it time and time again. So one of the things I want to encourage our customers to do is open your bill. Understand the information inside of your bill thoroughly. Know what the numbers mean. And so you can be able to budget and manage properly for your monthly income. And you can get a comparison between what you may have used last month against what you may have used this month. So if last month you used 250 units, this month let me see how much I can get it down to 200, because the good thing about SKELEC, once you're under 200 units, you get 50% off, a 50% discount on your energy portion of your bill. So the most important aspect of managing your outstanding debt is understanding the information inside of your bill.
That's a big mouthful, Ms. Thompson, and I liked how you break it down so consumers are aware that something so simple is so important to you, because how would you know your bill unless you open your bill? Definitely. Unless you have electronically. Miss Isaac, as the debt collection supervisor, do you have anything to add?
Well, Miss Thompson put it together really well. And as she said, there's some persons that would receive their bills and not look at them. In order for you to understand it, you must look at it. If you have a problem when you open it, we're always available at the office for you to come in, have a conversation. We will go through it with you step by step so that you can understand it. And when you leave, you're feeling happy now because you know what your bill is like, and you can manage your usage and your bill payments going forward.
Ms. Hendrickson, I was wondering if I should give this example, but it is so pertinent. I think I'm going to give it, because I know many persons out there will say, people still don't open their bill. How is that possible? I had someone I knew, so I saw their name on the disconnection list, and we call persons when we see their name on the disconnection list to say come in to pay, because it's not about disconnection, it's about payment. And I'm telling the person, your bill is, it was close to 1,000 at the time, monthly. The person's like, no, that's not my bill. I say, yes, and it has been a couple of months, it's like that. And the person's like, no, that's not so. About 2 weeks later, I know what I was seeing, so right away I know they're not opening their bill, because it's not one person who's not opening their bill. A couple weeks later, I saw the person and they tell me, I just got a bill, and yes, you were right. I'm like, of course I know I was right, I was looking at the system. But so I told the person, you really need to check it out, because that may be a problem, because from what they were explaining, their bill definitely should not have been that way. And yes, the person did get an electrician to check it out, and they did have leakage. So those are the reasons. When we say it, we mean it. Open your bill. You're not sure what it is. You get disconnected and you wonder, why am I getting disconnected? Some person said, but check out your bill when you get it on a monthly basis. I needed to put that in here because I know there are persons out here who think that cannot be so.
I do agree with you, Mrs. Williams. So my next question is, how can unmanageable debt affect the company? So we know that SKELEC is a company that has been around for years, and we try our best to make sure that our customers are happy. And even during COVID, you know, we had different things in place to assist our customers. But we like to explain to you how can it affect the company. So Mrs. Williams, as a finance manager, can you give us your response to that question?
Thank you, Janisha. This is a very important question, and I came here today because of that question. I really want persons out there to know that we need you to pay your bill. Every consumer wants, requires, should obtain a reliable service. And that is what we at SKELEC is about. Our tagline is reliability with responsibility. So we believe in providing a reliable service. But a reliable service comes at a cost. I will use the basic fuel. Without fuel, we could not provide the electricity which you use on a day-to-day basis. We have all seen what has been happening in recent times with the fuel cost. Some of us used to pay $9 not too long ago, December, to fill up, $9 and change. Now it's 15, 16,
17.
I have seen a poster saying it's going to 18 in some gas station, but fortunately I've never had the $18, so I've never filled up for $18. But we see that it has gone from $9 all the way up to $16. SKELEC doesn't have our own factory, our own. We have to purchase the fuel just as consumers purchase the fuel. And I walked with a little stats today. Between December and March, the price at which SKELEC purchased its fuel increased by 72%. That's about probably the same percentage yours increased out there, but ours increased by about 72%. I also did a little maths because I wanted to break it down further. Every month we use about 850,000 IGs. And I am using $5. We pay more than $5, but I'm using $5 just as an example, a neat example to show, to bring home the point. At $5, 850,000 IGs would be 4.25 million. And with a 72% increase, that would go to 7.3 million. That just shows you what sort of difference we are talking about. The tariff in St. Kitts does allow for fuel variation charge to be charged to consumers once the cost per gallon of fuel goes above a certain amount. As it stands right now, SKELEC is subsidizing that cost. Thank you, Ms. Thompson. Because we are not reimbursed for the missed fuel variation charge. So that amount is paid for by SKELEC. So because of that, we are asking customers, given that SKELEC is doing that for you, we are asking that customers pay the bill. Because with a fuel variation charge, you would end up in some cases, we have been there, we know what it's like, paying almost 50%, sometimes 100% of the energy charge as a fuel variation charge. So SKELEC right now is missing that revenue. We still have to pay for the fuel, but we don't get the fuel variation charge to assist us in that. So if persons do not pay their bill, we will not be able to buy our fuel. Simple as that. And that is going to affect our reliability. But I'll also bring it home to other things. Our corporate social responsibility to our consumers out there and to the general public. Street lights, replacement of street lights. The government does pay for the usage, the electricity used by the street lights. The government pays for that. But the actual installation of the street lights, the replacement of the street lights, those are being borne by SKELEC. A couple of years ago, we did have the streetlight retrofit program where the government changed up all the streetlights into LED. But we're talking on a normal basis. The putting up, replacing our streetlights, that is a corporate social responsibility that SKELEC does for its consumers. And we depend on that. If somebody's streetlight is out, they call they call multiple times, and for good reasons. We are not saying you should not, but think of this: is the same monies that you pay for your electricity bill, that is what we use to be able to provide those sort of social responsible things to our customers. And I can go on and on. Staffing, we have staff employed who work 24/7. We have our emergency crew, they work 24 hours. We have the persons at our generation plant, they work 24 hours. We won't want to have to scale back our work hours for our emergency team, so that if there is an emergency at 12:01, we don't have persons to respond to those emergencies. So those are the reasons why we ask persons to pay your bills, because that is what is needed for the running of the company. And I have so many things. New technology, we have so much new technology coming on stream that we want to go into, because that is what will help us in the future to be better. But those things come at a cost. We are into the hurricane season. We have hurricane stocks, hurricane supplies. We need to buy those other things. When a hurricane comes, you don't want to hear SKELEC don't have poles, SKELEC don't have conductors, and that is the reason why we cannot do the restoration in a timely manner. All those things come at a cost. And we just said before, we are not getting the fuel variation, fuel prices increasing. So I can go on and on, Janisha, but I think there are other questions. So these are the reasons why we are saying it is obvious why we as consumers need to pay our electricity bills.
Thank you, Mrs. Williams, for giving a detailed overview of why it's so important for our consumers to pay their bills, because we have to buy the fuel, and nobody would like to wake up in the morning and say no come on there
and no hot water.
No, because the water is very, very cold.
Very much
So Miss Thompson and Miss Isaac, seeing that you're in the field every day, even beyond working hours, dealing with customers, what are some steps that one can take in keeping your account in good standing and managed?
First of all, I would like to say the first thing that one should do is keep your account current. But because of the times, we know that it's difficult for some persons to keep current and pay your bills on a monthly basis. So for customers like that, we would offer them a payment plan. Some persons, like businesses, they would prefer a promise to pay, which is where we give them a shorter space of time in which to pay out the balance. With the DPA, or the deferred payment arrangement, however, we allow persons to pay out their debt over time. We give the options of 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, 18 months, 24, up to 36 months. There are some clients that may need a little bit more help. That is often sent up above to get approval to give that person more time. Once that is done, we work with that person, because we don't want to just give somebody an amount to pay every month and they can't do it. So we sit with the person, we have a conversation, we try to help them to manage their budget. Some persons don't, and we sit with them and we put one in place for them. It's not that we're trying to mind anybody's business, but at the end of the day, we want to make sure that the client can make the payments and still pay their monthly bill. So we would sit with our clients, we would have conversations, and we would try to work with them and bring out the best possible ways for them to be able to pay their bills, still do everything else that they have to do, because a lot of our clients have children that are going to school. Some of them are doing their CXC examinations and stuff like that. They need to have the lights on, and so it is for us to sit with them and work out the best possible way to ensure that they get their lights on and we get paid.
So Ms. Thompson, what do you have to add as a customer service manager?
Definitely, we are very flexible. We understand and we are very lenient. I don't think there's no utility company in the world that functions the way that SKELEC does. We are very unique, and we try as much as possible to come up with options to assist our customers. So I want to encourage our customers to take advantage of our deferred payment arrangement. Once you are experiencing hard financial difficulties, take advantage of the deferred payment arrangement. This allows you to stay current while making payments towards your previous arrears.
And Ms. Hendrickson, if I could just add, the most important thing is to come in and speak to us or call us on the phone, and to do it early, because we cannot tell what is happening. And yes, we can look at pattern of payments, and sometimes that is what we use to get an understanding of the person's situation. But if you are going through something, if you have lost your job, if you are unable to pay, call us and come in. Let us see what we can do. But most times persons wait until we disconnect, or we call because we are going to disconnect. And I always say we're not supposed to call persons to tell them we're going to disconnect. You have a bill, and every month you get the bill. The bill says you are in arrears and you will be disconnected in 21 days if the amount isn't paid. So there is no reason why we need to call, but we do call. If we have the number, we will call. And I must just put a plug here: if SKELEC doesn't have your number, please give us your number. Even something like a disconnection you may be able to avoid if you have your if we have your telephone and you are able to call. So the long and short, I'm saying I'm asking persons to come in early. Do not wait until the situation is out of control, because at that time it is much harder to curb it.
And also, please, when you give us a contact number or any form of contact information, if we call you once or twice, it's because we have your best interest at heart, and we're trying to make sure that you get the necessaries done so that we can keep your lights on. But there are some persons that they would give us a contact number this month. We call them maybe next month to tell them, you know, you need to make a payment. And the following month when we try to call again, the number is disconnected.
Blocked.
We send emails, and the emails, they go someplace in cyberspace. And so we're just trying to let you know that we need to have your contact information. It's not just about calling to say, you know, we need you to come and pay. Let's say, for instance, if you're using the IVR, we have your contact information. In the case of an outage, we will know exactly where you're calling from. We will be able to call you back and say, okay, this is the situation, your power will be back at such and such a time. So it's a lot of different reasons. We're trying to make it easier to deal with our clients and for our clients to deal with us. So please don't change your numbers as soon as we get them.
I strongly support what the ladies have to say. However, we have a caller at this time. Good morning, caller.
Yes, you're live. Go
Very
ahead.
blessed morning to all of you.
Good
Good
morning.
morning. Good morning.
I would like to make a little input with respect to something I heard one of your panelists say.
Yes.
One of your panelists, it was heartening to hear your panelists say that the government actually pays for the electricity for the street lights. Right. So in light of that, I have a question. I would like to find out why in the rural areas like the White Gate area, as well as the Almond Walk area between Bellevue, that is taking it from Black Rock towards Tabernacle.
Yes.
Yeah, as a bus driver for about 8 years now, I have found it very disconcerting, uncomfortable, and somewhat scary sometimes that we are driving through those areas and there are no street lights. So my question is, why aren't those two areas illuminated? Why can't the SKELEC, along with the Ministry of Infrastructure, look towards investing in lighting up the entire White Gate area, as well as that Almond Walk area between Bellevue and Tabernacle? Because in those two areas, if a bus driver has a puncture, a flat tire, as I have experienced in the Almond Walk area, I had passengers on my bus and everybody left me. So I was left alone in the dark with my son, at the risk of robbers to change my wheel So I would like to hear from you if you have any future plans down the road to illuminate the entire White Gate area as well as Almond Walk and all the other areas that may be short off or lacking street lights. Because there are some communities that need street lights as well, areas that are very dark at night. So I would listen offline for your response. Have a blessed day.
Same to you, Carla.
Okay, thank you so much for that call and for that question. As I said before, the government pays for the street light. SKELEC do in many instances, with the exception of new development where the government puts in the infrastructure. So if we have a development in Dewars or one of the new areas, the government will put in the infrastructure, and that infrastructure would include street lighting as well. And the government does pay SKELEC for the usage. But as the caller can imagine, the usage is a small portion, the monthly usage of the infrastructure cost to put up the street light. And again, it comes back to what we are saying, customers paying their bills and paying the bills on time, because that is where you get the revenue, the necessary revenue to do so much things. And again, that is why we are here today, to ask our customers to pay and to pay on time, because there are many other projects such as this which SKELEC would want to do. And like you say, in collaboration with the ministry, I can't speak for the ministry because SKELEC is a separate entity and a company on its own. But that is the reason why we are here, to ask customers to pay their bill, because there is so much that we would want to do, and those things take finances. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Williams. Do we have any more callers at this time? Okay, no. So, in light with what was discussed earlier about some of the steps that can be taken, SKELEC do offer some free accounting skills, because customer service and the collections, they're going to sit down with you and go through and make a little budget with you. And I know as consumers, they'll be glad to have somebody say, okay, this perspective and everything to go through. I should spend for this and I should spend for that. So thank you both for offering those free skills. Morning, Carla.
Good morning.
Morning.
I would like to know, I haven't gotten my bill for the month yet. I'd like to know who to call or who to contact.
Thank you for calling, caller. You can call 465-2000 and you can call extension 7220 and 7236, and someone in customer service will be glad to assist you. Thank you for calling.
Just repeat the extensions.
The extension is 7220 and 7236, 465-2000. Morning. Morning, Carla.
Yes, good morning. Good morning, GQ again. I want to know, why is it these lights around the Palmer Square, Independence Square? Why is it on the west side, adjacent to where TVC insurance, not insurance, TVC airline used to be? That light there overlooking the old Thing building, Hartford abandoned building. Why is it the light there are for almost months now? It's one of them lights from the Taiwanese ambassador. A lot of old people pass there frequently to go to the circus, where I agitate for you all to put lights some ears in the square. Why is it this light out? Why is it this young man up and down in vehicles and nobody going around and checking the lighting around the island? That caller, that busman, he's very observant. I drove through the island the other day, and when he was talking about White Gate come through, Harris is there. Is there? Come on, I look after people. I am busy doing other things. Look after people in the parliament, in the cabinet. Look after people, because they must stay silent all the time, you know. Actions speak louder than words. Have a good day. Trick you. See you when I see you. Keep this Peter Cash coming.
Thank you for calling, caller, and thank you for expressing your concerns. Do we have another caller? Morning, caller.
Good morning.
Morning.
Morning. Good morning.
Yeah, concerning lampposts, like when some accident, who deal with the payment of the post when an accident happens?
Okay, I think we were taking questions and then we answer after.
Any more callers?
Okay.
Hello, GQ. GQ.
Good morning, you're live. Go ahead.
Morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Did we lose that caller?
GQ.
Morning.
Yes, you're live.
Hey, GQ.
Yes, you're live. Go ahead. The ladies are listening.
Okay, GQ, this is Sonny Boy. I'm calling from New York. Jam down, brother.
Good morning,
I
sir.
look at them demonstrating the traffic light and the walking and the passing area. I ain't see no bicycle lane. When I go up back home, our mode of transportation was a bicycle. Now, if I come on vacation, I can't even ride a bike nowhere.
I think you're looking at a program that was aired earlier this morning. That's Traffic Talk. Right now we have on SKELEC Powers program, so we'll entertain that question another time. All right, Sonny Barber, thanks for calling. Ladies, back over to you.
Okay. Mrs. Williams, are you going to answer the question, the payment for the lamppost?
Yes, I'll answer that question. And as it regards the payment for the lamppost, that is an excellent question. Caller, thank you so much for that question. When we do have an accident, the driver of the vehicle, and sometimes we have to do investigations to find out who the owner of the vehicle is through the traffic department, we will send you an estimate. And usually we send the estimate out like a week, 2 weeks after. For the most part, like I say, sometimes we have to do some investigations to find out who the drivers were, or the owner, in some cases, who the owner is when the owner is not the driver. And most persons will take that bill to their insurance company, and the insurance company, we do receive checks all the time from the insurance company. There are some customers who might say, well, I just took the vehicle from the person just gave me that vehicle to drive, and because of that the person decided they do not want to put it on their insurance. But then in those cases we do enter into a payment arrangement with the persons, and that is usually successful. There are some persons, yes, as you can expect, who even at this present time we are calling and chasing for some of those payments, but for the most part 90% of the persons who get involved in the accident, it is a straightforward process where we give the person an estimate. They take the estimate to the insurance company along with all the other damages for the repair of their vehicle, and the insurance company deals directly with SKELEC, and that is paid.
Thank you, Mrs. Williams. And then wrapping up, I'll give
the question for the Independence Square.
For the Independence Square, delighted.
Caller, thank you for the question, and I will definitely refer it to our technical team to ensure. But again, I will come back. This program turned out to be lighting, and that was one of the reasons why I brought it up, because customers out there, and this is, like I said, a corporate social responsibility that SKELEC carries out, and customers come to rely heavily on this. But all those things can only happen with our customer, with you, our customers, the very customers out there who are asking that we keep the street lights on, that we replace it at a cost to SKELEC. We are saying that these, and this is not the only reason, reliability, having emergency teams working, this is the reason why we are asking customers to pay. And right now we have this promotion going. Janisha, I know we are out of time, but I'm going to ask Ms. Thompson to just go through the promotion, because all that is what we are doing to get our customers to come in to pay and to continue to give them goodies for doing so.
But before we move on to the promotion, I just want to give one other tidbit. We have the form online for you to update your customer information. As Mrs. Williams and Ms. Isaac would have mentioned previously, it's very important that we have your updated telephone information. So the form is on our website, our newly revamped website at ebis.skelec.kn. You can visit that website and update your information under the customer verification form. Okay, Miss Isaac, you can go ahead.
Okay, so because SKELEC loves the customers and we enjoy what we do, we have the promotion that's going Power Your Year. I'm sure a lot of persons would have heard about it on the radio, they would have seen it on social media, and it is true. It's not a hoax, as a lot of persons would call in and say they think SKELEC is trying to get something from them. We're actually giving back. So to the persons that clear their bills, we love you for that, and we're offering a chance to win 1 full year of electricity, 12 months of electricity free, up to I think it's $250. Right, so you have a whole year free electricity. Then you also have the opportunity to win dinner for 2 for the persons that may just pay maybe half or 3/4 of their bill. You have the opportunity to win a dinner for 2. You have spa treatment vouchers, gas vouchers, or food vouchers. And it started I think from the 14th of March and it's down to the 29th of April. We may just extend it because we know that not everybody will be able to come in during that time. We may extend it for about 2 weeks or so. But yes, we are offering you these things because we appreciate you. And like we're saying, just pay your bills. You have to pay them anyway. So we just
Pay them on time.
we just be asking you to pay them on time, and we are giving you something back.
So as I said at the beginning, SKELEC have some treats for you.
Oh yes.
So we have a special promotion, Power Your Year. So come on into our office, pay your bill in full, or pay at least 50% or 99% of your bill, and you'll be sure to enter into a chance to win a wonderful gift, because anybody will love 1 year of electricity. Thank you, ladies, for a very, very well explained morning. Thank you for answering some questions and some concerns consumers may have, and we may possibly have a part 2 because we have some more information for you.
Yes, we do.
Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.
Thanks.
Thanks so much.
Okay,
Thanks for
bye-bye.
listening. Bye.